Hello everyone, ProjectCoe.com editor-in-chief Justin Joseph here, and I'm happy to be back today to deliver my next video review for the Wii exclusive beat-em-up Onechanbara Bikini Zombie Slayers. But don't bother asking me why I played this, because frankly, I still don't know myself. Nonetheless, it's blatantly obvious from the moment this game boots up that the developer's budget was very tight. I mean, the main menu alone looks like it could have been easily recreated by any high school multimedia student, but what's actually there to play isn't too shabby. Now unfortunately, the game's main attraction, which is story mode, is its pitiful attempt to tell a tale. There are 4 playable characters, eventually at least, and each has a unique plot arc to play through, but more details on that shortly. There's also free play, similar to what you find in those LEGO video game adaptations, in addition to survival, which tasks you to stay alive for as long as possible, and finally, quest, which conveniently doesn't tell you how to complete any scenario until you actually do so. So yeah, prepare to be confused every step of the way in story mode. I mean, it's pretty much impossible to follow, which certainly lends a hand in keeping your focus on the game's mainstay, which is killing lots and lots of zombies. But for those that actually care, each female protagonist voices a monologue prior to any given chapter. It's an attempt to explain your motivation for destroying the undead, but again, it fails quite miserably. Though, at least the Japanese-only dialogue is delivered pretty well. Now do bear in mind that Onechanbara isn't remotely comparable to the likes of Mad World, God of War, or Devil May Cry, but to an extent the game holds its own. Using the Wii Remote and Nunchuck, you trek from point A to point B, while killing several types of the undead along the way. It can be fun if you're mentally at peace with the fact that it's purely mindless waggle, but it's also at least quite responsive. Gesturing to attack doesn't feel completely disconnected like in Dragon Blade or even Soulcalibur Legends. Each lady employs distinctive battle styles too, which certainly helps the inevitable monotony. Aya has single or dual katanas, Saki has her blade in hand-to-hand combat, Raiko also has a sword, but can pull out an IR-supported shotgun or Uzi, and finally, Misery takes on Soulcalibur Ivy's likeness in having a whip sword. Visually, Onechanbara isn't great, but it's also not all that bad. I'm rather impressed with how well the females are modeled and animate in battle, and no, I'm not being pervish there. The zombies aren't half bad either, especially when their blood stains the camera view. And to top it off, the frame rate very rarely takes a dip, and that's with 30 or more enemies on the screen. Unfortunately, the environments are incredibly boring, and generally look like crap thanks to considerable lack of polish. Music-wise, it's nothing more than unexciting generic techno and J-pop, and the sound effects that accompany the undead foe's destruction aren't too bad though. So yeah, that's just about everything really. The story mode can last around 7 or so hours, and the rest of the offerings are pretty much left up to you. And it's cool to have non-story split-screen co-op, but you'd probably be lucky to find someone willing to play along. So in other words, if you're looking for an okay beat-em-up on Wii that isn't the craptastic Dragon Blade, or if you don't care about Soulcalibur or Star Wars, Onechanbara Bikini Zombie Slayers could be an option for you at $29.99. I've given the game a 6.5 with the strong recommendation of a rent prior to purchase. Thanks for tuning in, COE fans. Check out my written review for more details, and I'll see you soon with more video content.